Hello, listener. Well, it's just you and me today. Now, whether you've been listening to Present Influence for a while or whether you're brand new to the show, hopefully this is going to be a valuable update for you. And if you have been with the show for a while, just a quick message for me to say I really appreciate you and thank you for keep coming back and subscribing to the show. Hopefully, what I'm about to share with you is going to encourage you to want to keep coming back more. That's really what it's about. Because this isn't just an update. This is a reset. I want to share with you what's changing with Present Influence, why I'm changing it, and how it's going to make the show better, how it's going to make it more useful and hopefully meaningful for you as well. So over time, I realized the show had started drifting. Lots of interviews, but maybe just a lot of noise. And sometimes the interviews weren't really going the way I wanted to. I wasn't always happy about publishing them. The conversation wasn't always there. The shows that I've really loved to make and to bring to you have been the deeper, practical, two-way conversations. They're the ones that you've generally told me you value the most as well. Sometimes I've been guilty of chasing consistency for the sake of being consistent, rather than focusing on what it really meant and perhaps even losing what makes the show hopefully valuable to you as a speaker, a communicator, a coach, a business professional. So in this short episode, I want to share a wake-up moment that forced me to rethink things and to share with you what's changing moving forward and why this new version of Present Influence will be sharper, simpler, and better for your growth as a communicator and a person of influence. Now, the decision came after a realization, and it wasn't an easy one. It was really quite an uncomfortable one. If you follow me on LinkedIn on my newsletter, you might have already seen this, but it's one that I'd fallen into my own trap of performance over presence and really just making a show, doing what most other podcasters do. And it wasn't really who I am or what I'm about. It's not really what I want for you either. When I had to really think about it, I wasn't really making a show that I would want to listen to all the time. Some episodes were great. Some episodes just keeping stuff going, so I'm putting out content. So I've been getting a lot of encouragement in recent times from seeing the numbers going up on the show, people tuning into the audio podcast. Been trying to focus in on YouTube somewhat, but that's not been going as well as I hoped. Been very up and down. But the podcast audio numbers were going up and up and up. And I thought, this is great. This is all going in the right direction. And then they took a slump. And I'm like, crap, what's going on? And I sort of think, well, let's see what happens next time. Maybe it's just this episode. Next time, kind of about the same. So after a big rise in the numbers over several episodes, things started going down. And I couldn't really tell why. And so I had to have a really long, hard think and take a look at the show, because ultimately I make the show for you. I want it to be valuable to an audience. And if signals are coming back to me that this isn't really that valuable for you, or you're not returning to the show, then I have to pay attention to that. And I'm a fool if I don't. So I did start to pay attention to it. And as fate would have it, I was listening to some of the podcasters I follow who were talking about reasons why your show might not be growing. And one of them said this. He said, if you don't know why your show isn't growing, you can't fix it. And I thought, that really explains for me where I am. I don't know why the show isn't growing. And because of that, I can't fix it. And then, so I started to take a bit of a deeper look, listening to some other experts as well. And really the answer was coming back of, you're not making good enough content, especially the interview episodes. They're not up to scratch. Whilst my interviewing skills, I feel, have improved over time, the interview shows themselves sometimes were a bit milquetoast, a bit bland, not really what you would want to be getting value from. Speaking to guests who have lots of expertise, experience, achievements, and great value, but not always delivering the goods for you and not always exciting to listen to as well. The episodes that have generally done really well, that have gone well, have been ones where the conversation has more naturally flowed, where there's been back and forth, where I've been able to share my insights and understanding as well, and maybe even be challenged on stuff, or perhaps even to challenge some of the guests. And I think when those kinds of conversations happen and you get to share those with us, that's a much more interesting version of the show to listen to. So here's what I decided. I decided to stop just adding more noise and stop focusing so much on consistency and start focusing more on value. And also, I'll be honest with you, the show has to take up less of my time than it has been, because it does not make me any money. I make this show because I love making it. I do not make money from the show. That may change over time. Who knows? But for now, I do the show because I love it, because I enjoy sharing with you, and hopefully it is giving value to you as well. So completely candid with this. I'm not saying I haven't ever made money from the show. I've had sponsors over time, and various things have sort of risen because of having the show. But ultimately, the show is not monetized, and that's something I would like to change. But I have to fix the value part first before I can do that. So I see this as a natural evolution, not so much a pivot, because the show's not going to change drastically, but there's going to be fewer interviews. So instead of two interview episodes a month, there's going to be one. And there's going to be one interview episode a month, which means for you and for me, the quality of guest is going to be a lot higher, because I have to say no to more people in order to bring you the conversations that are going to be worth listening to. That's a harder job for me. I'm sure you can understand that. It's not always easy saying no to people who've put themselves forward for wanting to come on your show. But if they can't tell me why their episode would be unmissable for you, my listener, they're not coming on the show. A tough decision that had to be made. If someone does join me, it'll be because they add a real depth to a specific conversation, a specific topic. So there's going to be more of those deep dive conversations, more coaching episodes as well. I haven't really brought you that much, and I was promising it. I am doing that, getting them booked in, and I'm looking for more people who want to be coached on the show as well. Free coaching session for you. Okay, it's going to be public, but other people are going to get to learn from your experience as well. So if you're interested in that, there's a link to fill in an application form to be coached on the show. And there's a good chance you'll get through as well, because this is kind of a new thing. We'll go further into the psychology, the strategy, and the real application of influence. We'll have a bit less surface chat, more substance. So really, you're going to feel like, I think, hopefully you're going to get a better sense that myself and the guest have connected before the show, that I sense that we can have a good conversation, that there's going to be a good back and forth. You will also see some people returning to the show who have been on before, and they will be coming back because the conversations are good, the results of those episodes are good, and because you enjoy listening to those episodes, as my stats have been showing me, and I have to trust the data on this as best I can. So the solo episodes are going to stay much the same. I'll still try and be keeping as much value and framework, and maybe some of my rants in there as well. Maybe even still sharing with you some of my comedy. I'm still doing a lot of stand up. I'll try and put some of that into episodes as well for those of you who are interested, and what I'm doing, how I'm working on that, how I'm turning things up, because I think that could be valuable to you as well. I have been lining up some incredible guest conversations. I've been very clear about what the style of the show is going to be for them. These people are unafraid to have the conversations, to be challenged on what they talk about, and to go deep for you and to share real value, not just the standard interview questions or what they shared on every other podcast that they've been on. So the tone of it will be maybe a bit more fireside chat sometimes, but we're still going to keep it sharp, practical, structured, but honest, reflective, maybe even a little uncomfortable sometimes, but in the best way, not awkward, uncomfortable, just good, uncomfortable as well. The kind of discomfort that helps us grow. If you're hearing my voice now, it's because you want to communicate with more clarity and credibility, and you want to maybe even grow a speaking business. This next stage is for you. You're going to be hearing fewer guests, but you'll get far more insight per minute. The goal is very simple. Every episode should either make you think differently or show up differently. So the next phase of Present Influence is going to be leaner, smarter, truer to what the show was really always intended to be. A place to grow your influence without the fluff. This is a natural evolution that has been a long time coming. I'll be honest with you. If this doesn't work out, if this ends up not being something you all want, I'll probably be packing in the show, because there's no point in just keep churning out content if you don't really want to listen to it. But if you do, I'd love to hear from you. But growth only happens with feedback. I need to know if this shift lands for you. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe, maybe even leave a quick review. Tell me what you think of this new idea, the new format, and maybe even to tune in to the episodes that are coming up, because this is a transition. I do have backdated recordings of more traditional style interview shows that you will notice starting to move into a more deep level conversation style show. And I can't wait for you to hear those as well. But again, thank you for those who have been sticking with me. The best conversations are still ahead. I hope to see you there.